Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello, everybody who is catching the replay on this. Uh, if you're catching the replay, I want you to please share this video out, um, because there are a lot of people who are going to need to see this, want to see this, have a difference of opinions about some of the information that I am going to. Well, it's not even going to be information as much as it is just a probably a series of questions that are going to come about as a result of the conversation for today. So if you are in the chat, let me know that you can hear well, that my internet is well right now. You can hear well, you can see well, the video is fine. Let me see. Does that help? No, that made it worse. Never mind. Let me just open the top. But hi, Kathy B. Grand Rising to you. How are you doing? Good to see you. Great to see you in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. Always appreciate you. Um, it's Christmas Day. It's Christmas Day, and so for those of you who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. Those of you who do not, forget it. Um, but nonetheless, I appreciate you all popping in. This is not going to be a super long live, just to just put some things on the minds of the people. Have you know? It's always interesting to be able to just watch other people's videos. Um, One of my favorite I would say newest quotes is that a liar's worst enemy is someone with a good memory. A liar's worst enemy is someone with a good memory. And, you know, it's always interesting to be able to sit and watch people and watch their videos from years to current and to see what the people have to say. Watching while I'm at work. Who is that? Holistic Homestead. Hello, hey sis, how you doing? Watching while you at work. All right. Okay, great, great. You can see and hear just fine. Thank you, thank you. Good to see you as well. Cassandra, how you doing, Cassandra? Hello, hello to you. And family man, hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? Good to see you. I like the title. I saw the movie. Yeah. So this is I actually have been, this came about, that movie was a part of my mindset today. Um and so conversations, real life conversations, are the other part of my mindset and where I'm going today. And so there have been, I always have conversations because I love dystopian type movies. I love to have conversation with people about real things that are going on in our world. And so I was having a conversation with someone, and they said that y'all content creators are just a bunch of liars. You just use the internet to just tell lies. This is what you get off on. This is what y'all do. You just get on the internet just to tell lies. And I agree in a lot of instances. And let me tell you why. Because Lies attract the masses. Okay. Lies attract the masses. And when you, hey, green grass grows. Sis, how you doing? Good to see you. Great day to you. Happy holidays to you and your family as well. Tam Tam, how you doing? Good to see you in the chat. I'm not sure if I've ever seen you on my channel, but welcome to you. Oh, formerly Miss TT. Hello, hello. How you doing? Great to see you in the chat as well. So I always tell Eco Neighbor, people love lies. And therefore they love liars because the liars tell the best stories. They can draw in the best, they can draw in the biggest audiences because they tell the best stories. That's just what it is. um we were talking about marketing, and I was like, yeah, when you look at it, it's just lies. And if you've ever talked to someone who is in marketing, this is what they tell you, that you're going to have to exaggerate. You're going to have to put a little exaggeration on that thing. You're going to have to, in order to get the biggest audiences. And, you know, when you look back on it, we like, dang, is that what we've been going wrong? Because we always trying to tell the truth. We're always trying to tell people the truth. We're always trying to tell, not fabricate things, not make things look one way and it's a totally different way. We try to help people by telling people the truth. So true, and not all lie, but there are a lot who do. There are a lot who do. There are a lot who do. Who love the lie. The lie looks good, the lie feels good, and for some people, they get a rush off of the lie. Okay. Okay, you've been here before. Nice, nice. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate you. Hey, J3GS Farm, how you doing? Growing what I eat. Hello, hello. How you doing? Good to see you in the chat as well. And so I, in having the conversations with real live people, I have discovered that a lot of people are really just afraid. They're afraid of what we are up against. They're afraid of what is coming. They don't know what to do and they don't know where to go. And at this point, we're like, what? I get it. Like, we all have emotions. We're all emotional. Oh, Miss. Oh, 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 oh. Let me just sit it there for a minute. Let me just sit it there for a minute because it's so true. And I want everybody to read it. Learn that people don't like the truth. They don't. They don't. And they don't like it and they can't handle it either. So there's just something about it. And if you ever talk to somebody in the marketing field, if you've ever been a business owner and you're trying to reach more people, you want to reach more people, you want to reach more people, the marketing coach is always going to tell you, when you and your honest self start to say, well, that's not exactly what I'm doing. That's not exactly, the marketing coach is going to be like, okay, we got to put a little bit of a lie in there. We got to make this thing believable. We got to make people feel like you're telling the truth, even though you know you're lying. We can't let them know you're lying. And this is what people thrive on. This is what they thrive on. They thrive on the lie. But anyway, if you all saw the movie, there are so many people that are so afraid because they saw this movie. But I'm going back and saying, listen, How long have we been talking about this? Rambo, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you, Rambo Green Hands. I'm like, how long have we been talking about this? We have been talking about this thing for years. We've been talking about the stuff that is coming to us for years. And so the Obama production company, the name slips my mind, but it's their Michelle and Barack Obama's production company came out with this movie, Leave the World Behind. How many people have seen this movie? Give me a hand. Happy holidays to you. Peace, peace. Brother Lawrence, how you doing? Give me a hand in the chat if you have seen the movie already. And we're gonna talk a little bit about some of the things that were in that movie. But yes, family man, yes, yes. We have been warning for years now. We have literally been warning for years now that we have to be prepared and ready for the stuff that is coming ahead of us. There is some stuff coming, and there's another movie coming out, and I'm going to tell you in a few minutes about that as well. But do you all remember? Do you all recall last year? Was it 2022? I believe it was 2022. It may have been 2021, but I want to say my year has really flown by, especially since we have been out on the land full time. We're always busy. So the last 2 years have kind of flown by for us. I can't believe that it has been that long. But the time has kind of flown by. But remember when Facebook and Instagram went down? They went down for the day. And I remember going to the Instagram app because that is where we meet up, a G Tribe members. That's where we meet up. You remember that, family man? I remember it so vividly because I was like, oh my gosh, I can't get to my people like I normally get to them, but I have all of their emails. And so, sent out an email like, hey, is everybody okay? That is like that is like the first stage that they use, the first stage that they use in order to enact a takeover, right? Is that they have to isolate you. They have to make you feel like you're isolated. And the one way that we are all together every day is on the internet. And now there have been warnings again, even after that, that internet is going to go down. And I have been, for the last year, I've kind of been like, I don't want to scare people. I don't want to say this to people. I don't want to say that because it's going to make people afraid, but you should be very afraid. Not to the point where you want to give up, but to the point where it makes you move. You should be afraid to the point where it enacts an action. It forces you to do something. Doesn't matter what that something is, but something to help yourself. Whatever in your mind is great for you to do, whether that is buy some solar power or buy a gas generator or get some propane or get some kerosene or get extra food. That would be my number one, to be honest, because all of the rest of the stuff you can kind of figure it out. But people are very, very, when it comes to food, there is just something about people, they feel like they just gonna die. And mentally, many people are going to die when food shortages happen. People will mentally take themselves out. People will mentally lay down and just give up the ghost because they don't have food. They don't know that you can make it without food. You can even make it more time than we have been told without water. You can make it without food, but people don't know that. And then with all the chemicals and all the other stuff that's pumped into our food, we so addicted to this crap, to the sugar and the salt, so addicted that people really don't know that you can go an extended period of time without food. I saw a guy went 383 days, I believe it was, without food. And all that did for him was help him get rid of that extra back, get rid of the extra necks. It helped him get rid of all that stuff, but it also helped him get rid of the medications that he was on, because we know they want to keep us on those, right? If you don't, here's another thing we keep saying is you have to get yourself in a position where, if you are at all capable, get yourself in a position where you can move, where you can go, where you can grab your backpack. If you have a bug out bag, where you can grab that thing and you can be on the move. Too many people are waiting until something happens instead of being prepared. And being that I knew when that internet went down last year or the year before last, I knew that it was going to happen at some point. So therefore, I was like, okay, every time somebody joins the G Tribe membership, I'm saying, send me your email. Send me your email. I knew this social thing was going to happen. I knew they were kind of going to try to isolate us from each other with the social thing. Next time, it's going to be the internet as a whole. It's not just going to be Instagram. It's not just going to be Facebook or TikTok or Twitter or X. It's not just going to be that. It's going to be this internet. We got to know how to get to each other, how to protect each other, how to take care of each other, how to get to our people who are going to be that real strong community for us. How do you get to those people? Do you even have in place your group of people who are going to be the people that you survive with? Because if you got your nurse, if you got your doctor, if you got your people that collect precious metals and all of that, you got your cooks, you got, like, we can go outside and we can make some stuff. Listen, it might not be your favorite thing, but if you can get like Jay, African dreaming, go out there and get you a squirrel. But if you don't know anything about catching no squirrel, then guess what? If that's the last thing that is available for you, then guess what? You're going to go hungry. Your children are going to go grow hungry. Your family is going to go hungry. If you are not doing something to prepare, and I saw Auntie Ellen say, don't forget your sick and your elderly. Don't forget those people. And she's absolutely right. Some of the preparation that we do is for some of our family who are elderly. Pretty much everybody can move, and we had some hard conversations with each other as a family just recently. You're going to have to move. You're going to have to get that extra back off of you. You're going to have to go. A lot of people um can't even walk upstairs. I don't even take the elevator anymore. I work on the third floor. I don't even take the elevator anymore. I make sure that I don't care what this knee is feeling like on any given day that torn meniscus was in. Because guess what? If you have a meltdown in this country, you're going to have to move. You're going to have to be able to move. And if you're not able to move, if the stairs, if 3 flights of stairs is going to be hard for you, when that pack of wild dogs come, are you going to be able to jump up, get up in a tree high enough off of the ground for them not to tear you to smithereens? If you can move, you got to start moving more. We had some hard conversations with our family, with a couple of family members just recently. You got to move. You got to get going. You got to make sure that no matter what is happening, no matter how you're feeling, you got to be moving. You got to learn how to move even when you're uncomfortable, even when you don't feel like it. You got to learn how to be on the go, because if you're not going to be able to help anybody around you, for one thing. And then, in addition to not being able to help anybody else around you, you're not going to be able to help yourself when it calls for it the most. Randall Green has said, when we get rid of the convenience in our lives, we are so done. Whew, you said something then. We better learn how to do smoke signals, better learn how to do something. There's a lot of things that we have to learn. And I said, I was never, this was one of the conversations that I was so sick of. I was so sick of having, that I said, I never have another conversation like this again with people, because all people try to do is fight you on it. They call you liars. They tell you that you're just spreading fear. I look at some of the channels who just get a lot of flack. Tommy Bites, Tommy's Carolina Homestead is one of them. Gets a whole lot of flack for showing people the shortages in the grocery stores over the last couple of years. Like, people got mad, got hard down mad at this woman for showing people the shortages in the grocery stores in her areas and wherever she was traveling to. Get mad. They get mad and they call you liars, and they say you're just spreading fear to people, and you really just care about views and all of that. But when you look at it, the same people that are calling us internet liars are doing nothing. They're not doing anything. They're not doing half. They're not doing half of what we're doing and trying to help people to understand what are some of the things that you're going to need for preparedness, because preparedness is going to be necessary. And then when you look at it, even your government, even your own government is saying to you, you better have some food, you better stock up some food, you better have some stuff. Are y'all looking at these celebrities with their bunkers, getting their bunkers put in? Are you looking at them learning Mandarin? Why are why is Zuckerberg learning Mandarin? Hmm, I wonder, why does he need to know Mandarin? Not just him, other people. He's just the most famous name that you'll recognize. Why are they learning certain languages right now? Why are they also getting huge bunkers that they can easily afford with their billions of dollars put in right now? Why did this movie talk multiple times about the house with the bunker that was full of food? Why? I want to know why. That's one of my questions. There is food around us that is edible, but we don't eat it. And we don't know what is edible. We don't. We have no idea. I have wild arugula growing in my front and backyard. Huh, oof. Uh, self-sufficiency is a must says, I have no one. Get someone, find someone. Listen, here's one of the things that I have learned over the years is that I'm gonna catch up in a minute in the chat. I know I got some more comments down. I'm gonna catch up in a minute. But one of the things that I've learned over the years that there are strangers that will sometimes be closer to you than your own family. And so at some point, you're going to have to trust somebody, especially if you're looking to go into a world where there may be a time where we have to barter for things. And even before you start to get into a situation where you're forced to barter, you're going to have to trust somebody to help you get your mag together. Prep hard, prep now, stock it to the rafters. Be prepared, not scared. That part. Bell's Backyard Garden, how you doing? Jared's Talk, how you doing? Good to see you. Pamela Man says, once a year, my family and I would fast food and water for 3 days and 2 nights. We have friends that would do the same and break free of medications completely, and their health would improve every time, every time. But why does the medical community not want you to know that? Why don't they want you to know that? That if you fast, if you water fast, I water fast from time to time for hormonal reasons. And I'm telling you, within a 5 day span, a 5 day period of water fasting, you will start to see some changes that you don't even understand were going wrong in your body. Who is that? Kathy B, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome, welcome to the G Tribe fam. In 5 days, you can do some serious change in your body in a 5 day period of taking in spring water. You can do some serious change in your body. If you want to lose weight, do more. Do more than 5 days. If you're doing it for just that reason. But some of my best friends are doing 20, 21, 30-day water fast. And they're talking about the spiritual awakening that happens. If let me put y'all on to somebody who I watch real heavy, Yaki Awakened. His name is Yakai Raphael Elohim. He goes by Yaki Awakened on Instagram, on YouTube. You watch this guy's videos and you will get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. Shakira, how you doing? Hello, hello. Um, Montana Nana, hello, how are you doing? I'm sorry if I missed you. I am moving through this chat. So right, Gigi, we need to move, not to burden others. And that's all I'm saying. We have family members who have issues with diabetes, so they have mobilization issues. We're going to need to be stronger for them. We also have family members who has Alzheimer's and dementia. We're going to need to know how to handle them if we have to be on the move. There's so much stuff that we're going to need. How do you deal if you have somebody on medication? If you have somebody on medication that requires refrigeration, like what do you do? How do you do that? How do you keep their medication cold so that they can inject themselves with their medication? There's so much stuff, guys, that we have to be learning. We have to be learning. We have to consistently be learning something. I get it. I listen, I like entertainment as well, but it does not come before me educating myself about simple things like how to start a fire. If you end up somewhere where there's a generator and it's 20 degrees outside and that's your only way because it's been pouring down rain and you don't have no waterproof logs nowhere, how are you going to stay warm? Do you know how to start the generator? What are you doing? Do you know how to calm somebody who has mental illness? Sylvia, how you doing? Good to see you. Um, why they upset with the truth? Because people love lies. People love lies. That's why they upset with the truth. And that's why it's hard to deal with people who tell the truth. You tell the truth, you ain't gonna have a lot of friends. If you're one of those people who live by the truth, you ain't gonna have a lot of friends. But you be flooded when you a liar. You be people willing to drink your nasty bath water when you a liar because they just love it. They can't get enough of lies. And if you listen to people long enough, you be like, wait a minute. Didn't 2 videos ago you just say, "Hey, okay." A liar's worst enemy is someone with a good memory. Coming by, she is awesome. She gave me things to look at when I was out that really brought this to light. See, helping people all over the place. Mr. Preston, Lorenzo, how you doing? Good to see you. Um, predictive programming at its finest. Uh, how you doing, Mazik? How you doing? Happy holidays to everyone. These people want their fake realities versus the truth. They would rather keep their heads in the ground. They feel safer. They feel safer. Stardust the two. How you doing? Greetings, sis. How you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Yeah, we have to learn. We have to lean into a collectively sustainable network of people to trust and work with. Have to have to. You're gonna have to learn how to deal with other people. You're gonna have to learn that. I'm sorry, it's a little bit warm in here. You're gonna have to learn that everybody is not out to get you. There are some people who have just such a toxic mindset that they just can't trust nobody. They can't trust nobody. And the people, the trustworthy people, they think that those are the enemy. They think that those are their enemies, but then they surround themselves with the connivers and the manipulators and the liars, and but that's where they feel comfortable. Let them feel comfortable, but find people that you can connect with who are going to be beneficial to your tribe, family. Fasting Yeah, fasting is the best practice because guess what it did? It helps so much, even just in a short period of time. It helps so much with discipline. And that is so necessary in this game. It's so necessary. And then have your joints where your knee pain don't feel nothing like it felt. Your back pain feels better. You notice that you expelling a bunch of mucus just in the first 24 hours of you only ingesting water. It is huge. Fasting is huge. I really need to try water fasting. I just can't wrap my mind around it yet. Feel like I'd starve to death. And that's what most people feel, Bell's Backyard Garden. Most people feel like they would starve to death. And I guarantee you, you won't. I guarantee you, you won't starve to death. If you're in the hospital, can't do anything for yourself, they got you hooked up to an IV, they're not giving you food. What's happening? They keeping you hydrated, but you ain't dying. You ain't dead. It might lose an extra back while you in there, but you ain't dead. You all right. You follow him. Okay. 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 God made our bodies to heal itself. So when we fast, we're giving it a chance to rebuild. Exactly. Exactly. As a matter of fact, when you're putting food in it, it can't completely heal unless you're eating living food. That's the only caveat. But it's going to heal so much better and so much faster when you are fasting. For those who believe in the word of God, that's why it talks about fasting. That is why you have to be constantly healing yourself in order to live to your optimal. If you're just abusing your body, if you're just abusing it, you're not going to heal. You're not going to be able to help anybody that needs your help. Um, Mind over matter. Yeah, I need to water fast, but it seems so hard. Um, Mentally, what I typically tell people when they asking me about water fasting, I say go in fasting and praying for the strength to get through. And once you pass like day number one at the maximum, day two, I think I was on either day two or day three of water fasting. And me and Eco Neighbor were doing a live stream. And he was like, I want some fried chicken. Yeah. He wanted some fried chicken while I am water fasting. And mind you, he had already eaten lunch. Little greedy. He had already eaten lunch. But then it was time to get off work, doing the live stream. And then he was like, I want some fried chicken. And I was like, is he serious right now? And he was serious. He went in and he got some fried chicken. But for me, I was like, I found it comical because I was just like, man, any other day I would have been like, okay, give me one of them chicken strips. But that day I was like, man, you dead wrong for that. But I'm good. It was day 2 or 3. I was good. I wasn't even hungry because I was taking in water. I was drinking a gallon of water per day. Oh, thank you. That's you growing what I eat. Growing what I eat. Thank you. Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you, brother. So yeah. And so we went home. He feeds me. He's the one that feeds me. He, does all the cooking at this point. So I was just like, wow, it would have been easier to go home and then fire the grill up because he fires up the grill darn near every day. It would have been easier to go home, fire the grill up, and then I would have been like, oh, this is my norm. This is usual. So I ain't gonna be worried about being so tempted. But man, the fried chicken, like the fried chicken is just like a special treat to us. So so for him to get the fried chicken on that day, I was like, you couldn't wait until you gave him 48 more hours, but he couldn't give me 48 more hours. But I survived. I didn't die because I ain't had no fried chicken. This is going to require some discipline. All of it is. Even learning, I had a lady yesterday I'm talking to. We gonna get together and I'm gonna teach her how to can. She was like, I mean, I would do it, but I just don't know how. I'm like, oh, I can teach you that. I can teach you how to can. You just got to give me a house because I live in an RV right now. So you just got to give me somewhere to be able to pressure can. Like we can water bath all day, but you got to give me some place, with a roof high enough so I don't mess up. I don't want to mess up my RV um, trying to pressure can in there. Truth usually is uncomfortable. We can do it together. Yeah, we can do it. We can do it. We can do this water fasting thing. We're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to do it again. Yes, please hit the like button. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate you, Bill's Backyard Garden. I am that person. I can remember well, so liar can't stand me. Oh gosh. I've been told I don't think before I speak by my husband. Amazing. I think we soul sisters. But I do. I do better. I do better. I guess. I don't know. I guess you have to ask me. Go back. Gigi, my neighbor has a brand new gas generator and haven't even started it yet. I told him that we have to set a day to get it started. Yes, because you don't know if you gonna have issues. He don't know if he gonna have issues with that thing. You try to start that thing, and um, it's an emergency situation. Don't wait. Don't wait until the last minute. Like, get together with that man and teach him how to start that thing up. Teach him how to get it started. Liars have always been popular. Yes. Oh God, yes. Um, Even when I was growing up, I noticed that. My first time I think that it hit me, like it really hit me, was I was working with this one woman, and she, like, it just rolled off. The lies just rolled off so easy. Just messy. She was just petty and messy, and wow, it was just unbelievable. And to look at the way that people just loved this messy woman, it was funny to me. I was like, wow. Hello, Grand Acres. How are you doing? Good to see you. Ola Joe. Hi, Miss Ola Joe. How are you doing? Yes, please hit that thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for that. I did it for 2 days. You feel better. Yes, you absolutely do. And let me tell you, by the time you hit day number 5, hi. By the time you hit day number 5, like, you start to you're just getting to the point where you're getting like a little breakthrough. You're starting to feel like a different person. I need to lose these rolls on my back. It says Miss Tam Tam. You ain't the only one, okay? Stardust said that extra back may need to be lost. Stardust, I see you all fine and stuff. You ain't got no extra back, girl. Oh Lord, you done shame me into trying it. It was the fourth comment that did it. Yes, it is so well worth it, and you feel so much better. Your body feels better and starting to release all of that stuff. Now, let me just be honest. You might have some breakouts and stuff, like, we don't like breakouts and all of that. But you might have some breakouts because your body is removing all of those toxins, okay? um that was such an obvious and good point. Laughing out loud. I'm low key embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed, girl. Let's get this thing popping. Get it popping. Hi, Pamela Wilson. How are you doing? Good to see you. Fasting isn't hard. Some people should try 3 days and nights. Yeah, and then I agree. I agree. Start with a short period of time. I even tell people just start with like 24 hours. If you can make it 24 hours, you can make it 48. If you can make it 48, you can make 36. You can do it if you just build, because that's what I did. And I got to 5 days, and once I got to 5 days, it was the weekend. And so I was like, man, I know Eco Neighbor is going to want to take me out. Like, he going to want to do something that is going to totally disrupt this. So I was like, okay. And then I just broke it. I just broke the fast after day number 5. So, but I definitely have to do it again. But yes, it's going to purge your system. Yes, yes, yes. No greater time than now. And at the J3GS1 said, thank God I'm used to fasting. Yeah, it once you start to do it, it's wonderful. And you'll actually look forward to doing it, and even make it a regular part of your life. But let's go into God. Let's go into this movie a little bit. So I think I only saw one person raise their hand that said that they saw this movie already. And so it was one of those movies where it was, you know, it was an Obama production. And I never expected, I expected something um from the Obamas that was extremely intellectual, because they're more intellectual people. I expected something more intellectual. But he came in and she came in saying, y'all better be prepping. Is basically what they came in saying with their first production. You better be preparing. Some really interesting things happened within this movie. And so the movie started out, I have never just disliked Julia Roberts before, because I think she's an amazing actress. Never disliked Julia Roberts before until this movie. Um, and I don't want to like totally spoil it for those people who don't like to be spoiled before they see a movie, because I don't. I like to just like go in with my own opinion. I don't watch anything anybody else has to say before I see movies, because I want to form my own opinion, okay? And so I don't want to just like totally spoil it. But the movie started with Julia Roberts being just a total Karen, okay? She just was. She was just being that way. And, there was so much symbolism in this movie. And it just kept me locked in the entire time. Even seeing the animals, seeing these deer, all of these, it was hundreds of deer just standing around looking at them people, and particularly the little girl, because she paid attention to everything. She noticed everything. But the little girl was just trying to see Friends, the movie, the TV show, the series, sitcom. She was just trying to see Friends. That's what she was into. That was her thing. She wasn't worried about nothing else but seeing that. And so She was complaining. The family went to a vacation spot, which was ironically not really, but it was outside of the city. Okay. Outside of the big city. And you'll see if you go and watch the movie, I'm gonna let you see what happened in the big city as this movie went along. But this family decided, she just decided all of a sudden that I'm going to leave with my family and just have a vacation, just a short mini vacation. But I'm going to have a vacation with my family. I'm going to enjoy my family instead of worrying about this city with all this craziness and all this madness and all the people. I'm just going to take my family and we're just going to go to the country and just enjoy our time. And so that's what they did. She was being a Karen the whole time. Just the way that she spoke to her husband, the whole nine. She was just being obnoxious. So later on into the movie, one of the other things that got me was when the Hispanic woman came to the husband's window knocking, needing help. And the way that, because he did not understand her, he just tuned out. He got back into his small view of the world, not concerned with what this woman needed because he just didn't understand. He got back into his narrow view of the world and then he drove off and left her begging and pleading. There was so much symbolism. Then you get to later part of the movie where you have a standoff between these two men. The homeowner, who just happened to be an African American man owning a very huge home that this white family was vacationing in, and found him and his daughter, allowing them to still stay there, even though this man knew what was happening in the city, which was why he came back to his home in the first place. He came back to the country, came back to his home so that he could retreat from what was happening in the city. I found that very, very profound. Very profound. That he and his daughter was like, "Oh, we out of here. We're out of the city." He had got some warnings. He had received warnings from someone who was in a position of power within this country. I feel like it's really going slow here. Okay. Yes, the daughter was Carbon Q. How you doing? Yes, the daughter was on her neck. Oh, let me see if I can see this. Okay. So many nuggets dropped, but sadly, some people did not get it, especially the ending. I loved it. My family could finally see what I have been saying the past few years. I need my VHS back as well. Thank you. Need it. Need it. Yes, that daughter was on her neck. OMG, he seemed like he was scared of her only because she couldn't understand. I was looking upside his head. I'm telling you, it was it was such an interesting movie, and I highly recommend it because it's going to, if you look at this movie like this is not entertainment, but this was something that actually can give you some sort of help If you look at this movie to take something away from it, you're going to take a lot away from that particular movie. Trust me on it. Trust me on it. You're going to take a lot away from that movie if you look at that movie like it was not entertainment. Like this thing was telling you something. This was truly trying to help you to know that something is happening. This, I don't know if y'all can see how stuff is blowing around out here. It feels great, but we must have a storm coming because stuff is like it's circling, it's blowing around like crazy. But yeah, dude knew exactly what was going on in the city. That's why to he flew to his rental property. That is why. Because he listened to what that man, and I was calling it in my mind, okay, this guy that he was talking about was a part of the axis of evil. That's kind of what in my mind. Oh my gosh, yes, Starduster. The beach scene and the planes. I don't want to give it all away, but they were chilling on the beach, this family. Um, they were chilling on the beach, and all of a sudden, this oil tanker crashes into the beach. An oil tanker crashes into the beach. And when you look at the name on it, go and research the name. I'll leave that. I'll leave that with you. Research the name that was on the oil tanker. Okay, Garden with Miss Han 007. How you doing? He came back to his house, but he had no provisions there. And that's what I'm talking about. What is the point of having these huge houses and you still ain't ready? What is the point? What's the point of having these huge houses? There's a storm coming. Okay, Starduster. Okay. I knew something wasn't right because the way this wind is blowing, and I'm in Tallahassee right now. I'm at my daughter's place right now. So I knew something was not right how this wind is blowing. It feels good, but you know, it's a little bit warm. Um, it's a little bit warm, and the way the wind is blowing is like, I might want to go inside. Yes, something wicked this way comes. You got to stay ready, right? You got to stay ready. You got to stay ready. But had this huge house, and I'm like, okay, you have this huge house, sir, but you're talking about going to find the house with the bunker in it. Why the heck your house ain't got a bunker in it? Your friend house had a bunker. All y'all got money, obviously. Why your house ain't got no bunker? You got this huge house. You have the basement that the basement is loaded with entertainment. All of the or that was his office or whatever it is. It was a big enough space, but it was loaded with entertainment. It was loaded with records. And I was like, what just happened? He was gonna take her to show her some stuff. I'm thinking like in my prepper mind, I'm like, okay, he's going to take her now that they cool because they had their little biases against each other in the beginning, but now they cool, everything is fine. He's gonna take her and he's going to show her that he has provisions in place to be able to protect them while they're there in his house. And then he went to get a record. And then they playing and the song choice, I'm like, what does your bump, you rubbing your bump up on a lady has to do with this survival situation? What? Look, I was taken back. I was just taken back. I'm like, did this fool just put on Jagged Edge? Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. Like, you just put on Jagged Edge for real. I thought you were taking this lady so you can show her that, hey, your family is going to be safe here because we got this big old house out in the country because we preparing. I knew some stuff was happening, you know, when them hedge fund owners and all of that were talking all of that stuff and telling me all of this stuff. I actually took that and I used that in order to prepare. But no, this man gonna put on some Jagged Edge, talking about hope she can. I wonder if she can feel. What the song say? Wonder if she can feel. I can't remember the exact words. Wonder if she can feel how hard I am right now. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's what you. This is what you put on. Yes, and he knew his neighbors was ready. He knew his neighbors were ready. He knew it. He knew they had food. They had extra food. He knew they had a bunker so that they could be safe for a little bit. But he taking her to to get Jagged Edge to play a Jagged Edge album. Really? Yeah. It was something else. It's how. Hold on, barbecue. Let me blow this one up. Let me blow it up. Let me blow it up. It's how some people are today. Some people see the writing on the wall, others living in a false sense of security, thinking they will be taken care of. Others feel they won't be touched. Oh, it's those ones that won't be touched. It's those ones that think they can't be touched. It's those. And I'm like, and people always talking about, yeah, I got this on me, I got that on me. Yeah, but there's only one of you, and most people who are preppers put together a mag group of people who are going to be like their own militia. They're going to be like their own militia. They're their own survival groups who are slated to protect each other. And so, how many guns can you have and use simultaneously against groups of people, mutual assistance groups? How many of them do you believe? See, for the ones who don't, mm, okay, Rambo is great. Okay, Rambo, I love Rambo movies because, see, Rambo, he got the perfect setup for all the enemies coming. He can blow up a whole underground tunnel because all the enemies came down into the tunnel. He has landmines all over his property that he never messes up and steps on. He got it perfectly laid out, right? It's great. It's fantastic. But then we come to the real world where we live for real. The production is not there. We live in the real world. And so we're going to need those people. We're going to need people. You can't do everything alone. As much as some people want to be able to convince themselves that they can just long term alone survive alone, I just don't believe that is reality. unless you just hide and nobody can find you. But to just think that you're Rambo and you're going to be able to jump from the machine gun on the back of the moving truck that no driver is in, and then be pa, 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 just taking out all the enemies all over the place while you riding on the back of the truck that don't have a driver to it at the moment, and then all of a sudden it starts raining. It starts raining down on you. The rain of success. And then you throw your head back and you let your hair get all wet from the rain. And then you breathe hard. And all of a sudden, there are no more enemies around. I did this. I conquered. In the real world, family, they keep coming. They keep on coming. You might get 5 or 6 of them. And I doubt it, because guess what? All of them gonna have a machine gun too. Get your family together. Get your tribe together, because the movies look great. The movies are fantastic and I love them. I love action movies. I love something that's going to keep me sitting down and keep my attention and just keep me focused. I love it. But this is the real world. Most people won't even train properly with a handgun. They won't even go and pay $20 to use somebody range, or to pay $50 to get into a class for somebody to teach them how to properly load and unload a gun without shooting the baby. Jesus won't even do that. Won't even do the basics. Won't do the basic stuff that is necessary to know how to properly use a weapon. Guess what? If you're not a gun person, then whatever it is, you still gonna have to know how to use it. You're still gonna have to know how to go into combat some type of way. Oh yes, 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 yes. This is the other one, Carbon Q. I'm waiting for the movie Civil War to come out in 2024. That's gonna show some things in that one. I saw the trailer to that. And the thing that got me was when these guys are facing off against each other. And one says, I'm an American. He says, I'm an American. Okay. And the other one says, yeah, but what kind of American? Mm. What kind of American? See, y'all don't understand. I think a lot of people, I know a lot of you understand, because the people in here, they know this channel. They know, like, we preppers, they know. But a lot of people who just don't want to get it don't understand that there are a select group of people out there who want civil war to happen. They want it to happen. They want to have to fight you. They want to have to fight race against race. They want to have to fight Republican against Democrat. They want to have to. They ready. They ready for this. They've been prepping for this. They've been living for this. They've been buying all the guns up for this very purpose. They've been buying up all the ammo for this very purpose, to have to fight against each other. They're waiting. They're waiting for you. One man was clearly aggressive and the other was clearly not. The aggressive man was like, what kind of American are you? If they look just alike too. If that does not tell you something, y'all better wake the hell up. If that does not tell you something, what kind of American are you? So can you just imagine, Miss Native, how you doing? How you doing? Good to see you, love. Can you just imagine if he automatically knew that you were different from him? Would he even have had a conversation with you? Or would he have shot you where you stood? Because that's what he wanted to do to his brother. He wanted to shoot him where he stood. He just wanted a reason. Y'all, he wanted a reason to shoot him. So he asked him, what kind of American are you? Because he wanted a reason to be able to shoot his brother in cold blood. And y'all think that people are going to be, oh, they ain't bothering nobody. Let's not bother them. You think that you're going to get a pass against people like that because you humble? They're going to shoot you where you stand and laugh about it and talk about how weak you are. Hi, Wayne. How you doing? Regenerative Life Wayne. Let's see. Both my neighbors have been observing my work. They see my food forest, all my new solar farms I'm putting up. They see my DIY solar generators. They are now asking me to teach them, etc. Teach them immediately, Wayne. Because, like you just said, they're watching you. They are observing you. They're observing everything that you do. Natasha Kemp, how you doing? They're observing everything that you do. Teach them as soon as possible. Like, go to them. Don't let them come to you. Go to them. That's what I do to people with gardens. All of the people who say, I'm just going to come to your house. I'm just going to come out to the homestead. Oh, man, y'all got 20 acres. Y'all good. Y'all good out there. I know y'all going to have plenty of stuff. And we are. But I also want to show you how to set up your own, because if for some reason we get overrun and we need to come to you, you ready too. You ready to receive us just like we were ready to receive you. Natasha Kemp says, I keep warning a friend of mine. Her response is always, God hasn't told me to prep. I want to scream. If a train is barreling your way, you do move off the tracks or pray about it first. Mm. Everybody can't go with you. Everybody is not going to listen. Yes, move and leave the world behind. Sam and Sonia, how you doing? Everybody is not going to take heed to what you're saying. And I used to say, man, forget them. Don't worry about them. Let them do whatever. Keep planting the seed. Keep planting the seed in them. So you don't have to waste a lot of time on it, but keep planting the seed in those people. Keep letting them know, hey, point out stuff to them. Point out things that are happening. Point out these movies to them. Tell them to watch it. Watch this for yourself. Why would the former president and first lady of the United States come out with their first production that is this. Why? Y'all don't think that's a message? You don't think that they're saying to you what you saw from your country property and that smoke that you saw and those bombs that you saw across the way in the city? If that was not a message, I don't know what a message is. If that wasn't a message, of all the intellectual, if you've ever read Becoming by Michelle Obama, you know that these people are brilliant. I ain't saying these people perfect. I'm saying they brilliant. These people were raised. They couldn't have come up with something other than this. Or are they trying to help you? Are they trying to help you to prepare? Come on, Miss Native. Miss Native said, but watch them too. Don't let your guard down. That's all we saying. That's all we saying. But you gonna have to have help. Everybody ain't going to survive it. Everybody ain't going to survive it. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I made it through. I understood what you were saying. Meant to say, if a train is barreling your way, do you first pray and ask God if you should move off the tracks, or do you move immediately? Baby, listen, God bless me with some common sense and some good life experiences. I call the bad stuff the good life experiences, because those experiences have helped to shape where we are today. And if you are just going to ignore it all, you're going to have a difficult time when things get tough, when things get hard. All of the analysts are warning that 2024 is about to be a little bit harder. We saw how hard, how did you see how much that grocery prices jumped from 2021 to 23? Did y'all see it? Did y'all notice it? Because I still buy groceries. Anybody else out there still buy groceries? If you didn't feel it, it's probably because you're on a whole different level. But I guarantee you, those people feel it too. And guess what? They feel it because even Zuckerberg is out there getting a bunker with food in it. They felt it. They felt it. So for average everyday people, I don't know. Maybe your head in the sand if you didn't. Just about to say, wait till the dollar crashes. Boy, it's gonna get real. It's gonna get real out here every year. Oh, come on. Sylvia says every year is getting harder and harder. I still buy some, but trying to buy less and less. Every year. Every year. I know it ain't us. I know it ain't just us. We don't even have a mortgage right now. And we feel it hard. We feel it. We feel it. But then I'm watching, everybody looks like everybody is just chilling, and everybody is acting rich, like they can afford $1 million houses, and everybody is just, like they chilling. They ain't worried about nothing. They ain't worried about nothing. Meanwhile, we out here knocking down trees. Real trees, big trees, clearing land. We out here doing our best to make sure that if some craziness pop off, I know that RV is with you know that stuff in it is just like, give me a break. This is heavy. Yes, to acting rich, but they really are. They really are. They really acting rich out here. And then the rich people over there like, nah, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. I can't let you borrow no 10 grand because I ain't got it. But the other people out here, I saw this young man walking in the mall, had his um big belt buckle, Gucci belt. I was like, wow, that's a nice belt. And I know what I've heard people say that they cost. And I'm like, he looks like he might be maybe 30, maybe. Like you a millionaire? You can afford to spend $1,000 on one belt. Y'all got it like that. Maybe I'm just in the wrong profession. Maybe I'm in the wrong line of business because I can't afford to buy. And I know I do all right in the world compared to most Americans, but I can't buy no $1,000 belt. And yes, life is short. Enjoy. But me, don't get on here calling us liars. Don't call all of us liars because all of us ain't liars. Don't call all of us liars saying that all of us are just out here fear mongering. That's the word, fear mongering. Miss Native know that I love The Walking Dead, y'all. Y'all ain't never seen The Walking Dead. If you can get past the wow, 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 the sounds of the dead and watch their mag group survive, ooh, the lessons are plentiful. The lessons are so plentiful. They don't try to save certain people from getting bit by the walking dead. Anybody can get it out there. Babies, children, anybody. Dogs, horses, anybody can get it when trying to survive the walking dead. And not saying that we're going to have zombies, but I'm practicing my headshots just in case. That's all I'm saying. Practicing my headshots just in case. Just in case. That happens to be the situation. That happens to be something that happens with all these different strands that are being pushed out on different dates. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? Grocery prices are unforgivable. 2 bags of groceries with no meat costing $50 to $70. And typically, like in our area, Publix is the place. Publix is the place in our area. So that's typically where we go when we are in the city. In the country near us, we don't have Publix. We don't have access to that. And we don't buy meat from Publix and we end up with one bag costing that. And me and Eco neighbor be looking at each other like, what the, like, what just happened? We got one bag and some water. What just happened? We don't get it. We don't get it. We train our bodies. We train our bodies by fasting. We can survive on less and less for a time. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely can. But we have to start somewhere. We have to start simply. We have to start with the small things, the small changes is what we have to start with. And if we can do that, if we can start with the small changes, yeah, Publix is high. It is high. But, you know, I prefer not to have maggots off in my strawberries if I want to, you know what I mean? In some places where you just can't. You can't. Um, Wayne said, facts. Everyone wants that big new house until that first mortgage payment with that very high 7% and higher interest rate. And that's with a good credit, debt free, and building with cash a little. Yes, 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 Wayne. Until that first mortgage payment hit. And if they're saying that the average income, if you look up the average income for American families, you would be like, ain't no way that this is the truth. But it's the truth. And people out here acting rich. People out here acting like they can just go and get whatever they want. They can get anything they want. It's nothing. I can get it. I can just go get it. Woo! Out here acting rich. I bet he don't have it like that. Wait a minute. Let me back up a little bit. Back up a little bit. Ooh. Yeah, and did y'all see that guy who was like, "Well, yeah, I'm about to give up all these cars because, before all of this happened, I was good. Everything was fine. Before all of this happened, I was fine. But now I'm about to give up this Maserati and the Lamborghini, and it was like he had like 3 or 4 cars, and it was like the truck came to take all of that crap, and he was like, "Good riddance, bye." He was like, "Y'all ain't fixing to stress me. I can't afford it anymore." Now both of my neighbors on either side of me have agreed to an alliance. If the grid goes down, maybe we can get the whole block to join, teaching them to garden already. Was giving them vegetables. And see, that's what I'm talking about. If you can get your group started, if you can get your tribe of people who are going to help you, you don't have to be family. It does not have to be your family. But if you can get your tribe of people together, and those people know how to work together, they know how to go in to the group, and everybody have their skill set. Everybody have their 1 or 2 things that they are the best at, and then they focus on those things. Then guess what? You got your snipers, you got your cooks, you got your nurses and doctors, you got those people who know how to do blacksmithing. They still out there. I didn't even know it. They still out there. They're not plentiful like they used to be, but they're still out there. If you have people who have different skills, you got somebody who knows how to sew up wounds. Come on. You got your herbologist. So necessary. You got to have somebody in your space that is good at one thing or another, so that when you come together, you can bring in. We had our dog, for example. Our dog, I'm not afraid of blood. I'm not afraid of, having to stitch something up, or any of that. I'm not afraid of that type of thing. Because actually, when I got out of high school, the first thing I did was pop myself into nursing school. Didn't complete it. Found out right when I was getting ready to be done that that wasn't what I wanted to do with my life. But I'm not afraid of that type of thing. So our dog had a really like a serious cut on his foot. And so Eco Neighbor, the muscle, came, got the dog, stabilized the dog so that I could do what I needed to do and get his paw back together. And he cut it. I don't know how he cut it, what he cut it on, but he had a bad cut. So in order to keep him from getting an infection, the skill that I learned had to come into play. Couldn't go, well, didn't go. We don't run to the vet for every little thing. But if you are in a position where you have skills, we need the skills. We need each other to utilize whatever skill that you have, whatever you're good at, whatever you're best at. I also happen to know how to mix up some doggone herbs. So, no infection, none of that. We have to use what we have. We have to use what we have. We got to learn some things and really put that stuff into practice in real life. Because if you don't put it to practice in real life, if you don't know how to put that bag on your back and head out, me, I love high heels. That's in my everyday life. Outside of my homestead, I'm in heels. But if I don't know how to get them tennis shoes on or strap them boots up, to make sure that it's time to go. When it's time to go, get them things on fast and let's go. Let's get out. We got to climb these rocks in order to get over to the side of the city where they ain't blowing up, where they ain't shooting up, or to get down in the gully out in the country to be able to get some water, to get some decent water, because you can't even trust the water. Even the natural springs, you can't trust them. You got to know how to clean that water out. Do you know how to put something together to filter the water if you don't have your straw that you can buy off of Amazon? Do you know how to filter water? Do you know how to start a fire when you don't have all of the perfect stuff? When you're not in the perfect environment, do you still know how to survive? When you don't have everything that you need, do you still know how to survive? Hi, Sweet Thumb. How you doing? Let's see. Who's that? Okay. Let me scroll back a little bit. Mentionate. Said same here, Gigi. I'm in the medical emergency. Hold on. Oh, I got you. You said I'm the medical emergency doc and vet here too for everyone I know. And you know, you just gotta know where you're good. You gotta know what skill, and you got to also, hey my Renaissance grandma, how you doing? Good to see you, Miss B. Hey David, how you doing? You have to, Ebony R, hello, how you doing? See, I'm missing people. I'm sorry. I apologize. Um, you got to know where you're good at. Make sure that whatever it is that you're truly good at it, and it's not something that you're just like, well, I wanna be able to do it. Girl, if you don't get out of the way and let that man chop that tree down, if you don't get out of the way, time is of the essence when it comes to certain things. Time is of the essence. Hey, Ebony R. Hold on, let me see what you said. Hello, lady. It's been a while, but I saw your title and had to jump on. And I've been rewatching The Walking Dead for the past 2 weeks. The movie is definitely a warning. Yes, and there are so many skills that you can learn from watching that movie. Those people out there, when they had the whole when they had the sickness going around, if y'all remember way back to the beginning, the Walking Dead watchers, if y'all remember back to the beginning, when they were holed up in the prison, when they were holed up in that prison and they had the sickness that was going around, they were taking, they had yarrow that they were using. I can't remember what else it was, but they had like it was feverfew, it was yarrow. They named off a few things that they had actually available. The naturalists, the naturopaths in their group had this stuff on hand, and they were out there growing the rest of it. So you got to have somebody who knows how to identify this stuff, who knows how to identify things from the earth. Somebody said that earlier. You got to have those people on hand as well. So if you can create, you can form your groups, you got to have those people around that know what they know. Um, hey, 9 months in. All right, all right, all right, all right. We know you're right, Gigi. We can't all be wrong, you know. But they say we just a bunch of liars out here. We just a bunch of liars, and we just want attention, and and we're like, bro, sis, we're trying to tell you that you're going to need to have some extra food on hand. You're going to need, like, is that a lie when your government finally came out and said the same thing? Now do you believe it? When they finally came out and said, y'all are going to need to store some food. You better be storing some food. Everyone in the group will have to have a skill. Yes. We need those people who are good with children. Do you know how to calm a crying baby? Do you know how to rub a baby's head down to their face to stop them from crying in seconds when you need them to stop crying? Come on, y'all. Like, this thing is serious. And I know I said I never had this conversation again because I was sick of having it. I was sick of people. It's been years talking to people about this conversation, and here I am again. That's why this is why I've learned to never say never. Never say never. And I said never about something just recently. Somebody asked me when we were on um Eco Nation Live News, Eco Nation News. Somebody was asking me something, and I was like, nope. And I was matter of fact about it too. Because at the time, my answer was nope. But I wasn't lying. I just, at the time, my doggone answer was nope. But that following week, when me and Eco Neighbor had a conversation, I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I had to change my answer. I ain't said what it was yet, but I had to change my answer. Y'all will see soon. Had to change my answer. But just lying to you, not just gonna lie to you, because I could go on into my little world, into my nice peaceful world. I could just disappear into my nice little world and be prepared. with our group. We out there practicing our headshots. We out there doing whatever we need to do. We out there bringing food together. We doing everything that we need to do. I could go on about my life, but I care about people. I care about not trying to flex on you, not trying to stun on you, not trying to make it look like I'm bigger and better and all of this than you. I care about you getting your stuff together. I want you to be ready for anything that comes your way. I want your family to be ready for anything that comes your way. My wife and I were saying today, I miss you and Eco. And I'm sorry that we missed what the last 2 weeks. But listen, y'all, we be putting it down. Y'all don't even understand. We don't have time to just sit around on live stream. We be working. We working. We don't have time to sit around on live stream all the time. We putting in work out here. We making sure that whatever is going to happen, we're going to be in a position where even if we can't survive on our land for 1 year, we at least gonna have some months where we all right. We still new out there. We still new. I got sick the other night. I ate something bad and I got sick the other night. And it was the middle of the night. It's pitch black. One of our solar lights had gone out. Um, our generator is acting up, so we're gonna have to go and switch out our generator. Um, but I got sick for something that I had eaten earlier. And my husband heard me up sick. Like it's bad. And then I was asking him, I'm trying to get my words together and ask him, I need lemon. I need lemon. He looked in the refrigerator and there was no more lemon. So the first thing he does is he hightails it out the door to one of our citrus trees and he brings back a pomelo. I guess for some reason we had not harvested the few pomelos that we got. We had harvested the grapefruits, which was delicious. The oranges, absolutely delicious. The fruit for first year fruit, this fruit was delicious. Everything was sweet because we waited till after the freeze. But we didn't have lemon, but we had the pomelo. He went out, sliced me up some pomelo. And do y'all know when I thought I was going to be sick for weeks with food poisoning, when I ate the pomelo, just taking little pieces of it, eating the pomelo, my stomach started to calm. I no longer had to vomit. My stomach started to calm off of this citrus fruit from our yard with no pesticides, with none of that. Was able to help me to go to by that morning. I was fine. It took me probably about a good 30 minutes after eating that citrus fruit to get back together. But after that, I was able to lay back down, go back to sleep. That next morning, I was fine. When I'm telling you, you got to have yourself together. You got to have your stuff together. You got to be putting in place things that God made that will help you to help yourself, help your body to heal itself. That is what it is for. So just because the citrus trees last year might have been $25 and then they 50 for the next year, get your citrus trees. Get your citrus trees. Yes, God is good. Ordinary chick, how are you doing? Um, prepping and practice every chance you get. Better, better. Hi, Carissa M. How are you doing? Not many listen, and they are what makes it dangerous for us. And do. Let me tell you something. When the grid went down, hard Arctic freeze 21, and I had my fireplace going, I had neighbors in my area I never met pulling up. They saw the smoke. They will find you and come. Thank you. Thank you. They will find you. They will find you. So you better be creative. You better be having some other stuff. You better have some other stuff on hand. Hi, Desiree Robertson. How you doing? You better have some other stuff on hand. You better know that you're going to need to have different people around. You're going to have different skill, and those people, they're going to see your fire. They're going to hear your generator. You're going to have to know how to survive on minimal stuff. But nobody wants to be uncomfortable, though. Nobody wants to be uncomfortable. Hey, Miss Maria Graham, how are you doing? My mom doctor on us when we were children with home medical. Yes, we had to line up. We had to line up. There were 6 of us children. There were 6 kids and mom and dad. We had to line up and get our tablespoon of castor oil once a year. And now they be like, oh no, don't you take no castor oil. That's dangerous and that'll hurt your liver and that'll hurt you this and that'll hurt you that. Listen, we were not sick as children because of Dr. Mama, because of herbalist Mama. We weren't sick. You remember that, Sue? Yeah, Kathy B. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. When babies had issues, Mama would be like, go get that asafoetida out of the cabinet, get a little sugar on a spoon, put a couple of drops of that asafoetida, give it to that baby with colic, and that baby settle down where everybody in the family can sleep. Baby can sleep. Baby no longer bent, balled up like they got gut issues, and baby can sleep. Yeah, all of that. I remember all of that stuff. And when I was having children, that stuff was still available on the market. But you would have to go to the country stores. I would go out to Quincy, Florida. I would have to go outside of Tallahassee, go out to Quincy, Florida, and grab some of the old school stuff. All of that. Go get that turpentine. If you had a grandmama and you remember a grandmama, or if your mom was old enough to use turpentine when you get to hurting, child, we didn't run to no doctor for everything. We didn't go to the doctor for every little reason. We took care of ourselves. And we're going to be forced to get back to taking care of ourselves. If we don't know how to take care of ourselves, we're going to be in a really, really bad predicament. When things come, when that internet really goes down, when they start purposely creating, purposely creating chaos among us, we're going to have to learn how to take care of ourselves. Be Rich, my brother, how you doing? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Get on in here. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, brother. So many people don't even realize how many people hate the US and would love to see us in utter chaos. So they don't even see any seriousness in current events. I promise you they don't. They don't see this thing. And you know what? And a lot of them are sitting back and saying, wow, the Americans are really not that smart. People keep telling them and they won't even listen. They won't even listen to their own government. Yeah, the one that we got ain't, too great right now. He ain't too great right now. However, it's what with Jesus is what we got to work with. But the people already know better. Outside of the presidency, the people already know better. The people already know that this stuff ain't right. The people already know that this government is got some issues going on and that we're going to have to make sure that we stick together. But we can't stick together because so many reasons. I'm not even going to go into it because this live stream would be 3 hours. I'm not even going into it. My husband went to emergency care yesterday, had 5-hour wait. We came back home, got medical from the drugstore. Let me tell you, no, I'm not fixing to go into that conversation either. There's been some stuff that's been happening behind the scenes at Gigi Naturals and Eco Neighbors family, our whole family group. It's been some stuff. And we have had to step in and take care of people. Emergency services is only there to make sure that you're not immediately about to expire. And if that doctor happens to be somebody who don't care nothing about you or anybody like you gonna get what you get and you gonna get sent on. All types of stuff happens. But their only job at emergency services is to make sure that you're not immediately about to expire. They'll help you then if you're immediately about to die. But I don't care nothing about the pain that you have. Hey, well, we ran this test, we ran this test. I remember back in the days when we had doctors, our doctors would say, we didn't see anything on this particular test. However, I got one thing that we haven't tried. Somebody said something about cod liver oil a little back in the comments. And our doctors would tell the people, they would come to our house if we were too sick that we couldn't leave for some reason. They would come around to the house, particularly for the old people. They would come around to the house, and those doctors knew some things. Those doctors believed in holistic healing, but now it's a money trap. It's a money pit. It is designed for making the maximum amount of money with the smallest impact on curing anything. They ain't curing nothing. Let me just take that out. They ain't curing a thing because they need you to come back. They need you to come back again so they can hook you up to an IV and charge you $40 for the bag and say, hey, well, we gave her some fluids. We gave her some fluids. Child, listen. I had to go back in my cabinet, grab some stuff, mix some stuff, use some mushrooms and some alcohol liquor in order to help heal the family member. When I tell you it's real out here and these people don't give a crap about you, you better learn something. Your people be sitting up here dead. They be dead because you don't know nothing. So yes, be afraid. No, be afraid. Know that if you are going and they can't find nothing and they done did your regular CBC, your blood tests, they done did a little scan and say, hey, I'm sorry, we don't see nothing. Yeah, I understand you hurting. They don't offer you no pain medication. They'll give it to the opioid heads. But the people who are in pain, they're not giving it to you. They're not going to help you to get out of pain because they're afraid that you might abuse the drug, that you're just there to get some drugs. But they'll write a 60 or 90-day prescription of oxy for the opioid patient. Come on. These people don't care nothing about you. You better get out here and do what you need to do. You better get with people who know stuff like Miss Native, Cherokee, Auntie Ellen, the G Tribe members out here growing their own food, their own citrus plants, new growers out here harvesting. Get with these people. They want to try everything. They want to grow any and everything that they can. They want to try any and everything that they possibly can try, just so that they know when some mess happens or when they people get sick, so sick that they need to go to the hospital and the hospital ain't doing nothing. The hospital don't care to know anything other than, okay, well, all of your blood work looks normal. Your white blood count was not elevated. So uh, we don't know. They don't know anything and they don't care to know anything depending on who you are. Get it together. Get it together, family. Go ahead and make sure that you know some people. Get some people on your team. Get some people on your team. To the young people, stop dismissing our elders. I'm telling you now, when you have not had the experiences that our elders have had, our elders can tell you some stuff. They can teach you some stuff. I get it. We in a different world. But when that new world is not giving you what you need, when that new world with all of their equipment can't even heal you, then who are you going to depend on? Our elders can help. Those people know some stuff. Those people have been through some stuff. Can you imagine all that somebody who is 75, 80 years old have seen? Can you imagine what they've seen? I can't even imagine all that they've seen, but I know their value. I know that they still have extreme value. There go my Renaissance grandma in the chat, trying to give you all recipes on home remedies, on all of this stuff on her channel, and we just dismiss it. Um, come on, sis. Come on, sis. Diana Ward said doctors just want to give you drugs with side effects that need another drug for the side effects. They don't want us better. They want us sick. I listened to this doctor. Thank you, Diana. I listened to this doctor who always says, I am sick of this sick care model. I didn't go to be a doctor for this. He is tired of the sick care model. Then he goes into a couple of things and says, why don't the medical community tell you that if you have issues with sleep, with anxiety, with insomnia, to go and take some magnesium? Or when you have this issue, to go and take that? Or when you have that issue, to do that? Why don't they tell you about water fasting? You only have a couple of doctors out here on the internet who will tell you about water fasting and how powerful water fasting is to heal your body. But all they want to be able to do is to give you some sort of medication that is going to have you needing another medication. You got to want better for yourself. Nobody is going to help you. You got to want better for yourself. I appreciate you all coming in. I've been on here for 2 hours, so I'm gonna go in. My beautiful grandbaby is inside, so I'm gonna go in. Thank you all for coming in. I really appreciate you. Yes, good detox too. Yes, water fasting, and more water fasting. It will take you to a whole different place. It'll take you to a different, a better level of health than you have ever known in your life. It'll take you there. So thank you all for coming in. Thank you for participating. I appreciate you guys. We're gonna have to do this again one day. Okay. All right. Peace to y'all. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. I appreciate what y'all doing. Harmony Gardens, thank you for being a member for 10 months. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Be Rich, thank you for the super chat. Happy New Year, Mrs. Maria. Growing What I Eat, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Mazik, thank you for coming in. Miss Native Cherokee, happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas, Diana. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you guys, and I will chat with you guys on the next video, on the next live stream. Peace to y'all. We'll be back with Eco Nation News. I know we're behind, but we'll be back. We gonna get y'all. I got to get back to Eco Neighbor, but we'll get y'all. All right. Bye bye. Y'all take care of each other.